Lastly, we discuss about the tympanic membrane. So let me see the tympanic membrane. So the tympanic membrane is a translucent membrane which is separating the external acoustic meatus from the middle ear cavity. Okay, it is actually separating the external ear from this middle ear cavity. Okay, so what is the structure of the tympanic membrane? So the tympanic membrane, it is about 9 millimeter long and 10 millimeter broad membrane. It is forming 55-degree angle with the floor of the external acoustic meatus. Okay, it is the two surfaces, the outer surface or the lateral surface and the medial surface. So the direction of its lateral surface is not vertical, but it is directed on the lateral side, lateral, anterior and downward, lateral, forward and downward. So it is not like that, also not like that, but it is like that. Okay, and it is forming the 55-degree angle with the floor of the external acoustic meatus. Okay, so its measurement is about 9 millimeter cross 10 millimeter. Then it is the two surfaces, the lateral and the medial, and its lateral surface it is forming 55-degree angle with the meatus. Okay, then it is placed into the tympanic sulcus which is present in the external acoustic meatus. So we have already discussed that the meatus, it is formed by the bony and the cartilaginous part. Okay, so if we see here a cut section of this external acoustic meatus, so in its cut section it is not completely ring shaped, but from superior side it is deficient. Okay, so it is formed by the temporal bone. Okay, but on the superior side it is deficient and it is not completely round. So this deficient area, it is filled with a squamous temporal bone, and this is known as a tympanic plate. What? It is known as a tympanic plate. Its cartilaginous part, it is also deficient from the superior side, but here on its cartilaginous part, this gap, it is filled by the fibrofatty tissue. Okay, but in the bony part, its superior deficient area, it is filled by the squamous temporal bone, and this plate of the bone, it is known as a tympanic plate. Okay, so actually there is a sulcus in this internal margin of the auditory tube, and this sulcus, it is known as a tympanic sulcus. Okay, and the tympanic membrane is lodged within this tympanic sulcus. Okay, so the tympanic membrane attached with this sulcus, this tympanic membrane attached with this sulcus is deficient from the superior side. Okay, because the sulcus is deficient on the superior side, the superior part it is formed by the tympanic plate, so the tympanic membrane is also deficient from the superior side, and from this tympanic plate, from its anterior end and from its posterior end, two folds of fibrous tissue are formed and they are converged from the central point of the tympanic membrane. These folds are known as a malleolar fold, the anterior malleolar fold and the posterior malleolar fold. Okay, so there are the two folds of the fibrous tissue present in the tympanic membrane, which are actually arise from the both end of the tympanic plate. Okay, tympanic plate, it is formed by the squamous temporal bone. Okay, and feel the deficient area of this tympanic sulcus. So these folds are known as the anterior malleolar fold and the posterior malleolar fold. Okay, then the surfaces on the lateral surface, it is a concave, whereas this medial surface is convex, and point of maximum convexity, it is known as a umbo. Okay, so what is the umbo? Umbo is a point of maximum convexity of medial surface of tympanic membrane. Okay, so this is known as a umbo. Okay, the medial surface, it is in the close relation with the malleus bone, and this umbo, it is attached with the handle of the malleus bone. So let me draw here the medial surface. It is the medial surface, and here it is a malleus bone. Okay, and the handle of this malleus bone, this is the handle, this is umbo, is attached with this umbo. Okay, then the umbo, on this handle of the umbo, one muscle is attached, and this muscle, it is known as a tensor tympani muscle. Which muscle? It is a tensor tympani muscle. So due to this tensor tympani muscle, the tympanic membrane is always remains tense in the nature. Okay, so this tense part of the tympanic membrane, it is known as a tensor tympani pars tensa. It is known as a pars tensa, but the part between these two malleolar fold, it is remains fleshed in the nature. Okay, remains loose in the nature, and this area in between these two malleolar fold, it is known as a pars flaccida. So in the tympanic membrane, there are the two parts. Okay, these area, it is always tense in the nature, and it is known as a pars tensa, whereas the part between these two malleolar fold, it is remains flaccid, so it is known as a pars flaccida. Okay, so what is the pars tensa? So pars tensa, it is a tense area of the tympanic membrane, whereas pars flaccida, it is a flaccid or loose part between these two malleolar fold, and it is known as a pars flaccida. Okay, so now the composition of the tympanic membrane. So the tympanic membrane, it is composed by the three different layers. Okay, it is a three different layer. Is outer layer, then is middle layer, and then is inner layer or the internal layer. Okay, so its outer layer, it is lined by the skin. Its middle layer, it is formed by the fibrous tissue, and its innermost layer, it is lined by the mucous membrane. Okay, so the tympanic membrane, it is composed by the three different type of the tissue. Its outermost layer, it is covered by the skin. Its middle layer, it is formed by the fibrous tissue, whereas its innermost layer, it is formed by the mucous membrane. Okay, on its middle layer, the fibrous tissue, there are the two type of the fiber. On the outer side, there are the radiating fiber, whereas in the inner side they are the circular fibers. Means on the outer side fibers direction like that, they are the radiating fibers, whereas on the inner side there are the circular fibers. So it is composed by these three types of the tissue. On the outermost side it is formed by the skin, covered by the skin. Its middle layer it is formed by the fibrous tissue. There are two types of the fiber, outer are the radiating and the inner are the circular fiber. And the innermost layer it is formed by the mucous membrane. Okay. Now the artery supply of the ear. So let me see the artery supply. It is a two surfaces, outer surface and the inner surface. So its outer surface it is supplied by the deep auricular artery, whereas its inner surface it is supplied by the anterior tympanic branch of maxillary artery, or the anterior auricular artery. Okay, anterior auricular artery or anterior tympanic branch of the maxillary artery. So both these arteries are the branch of the maxillary artery. So maxillary artery it is supplying to this tympanic membrane. Now the nerves. So which nerves are innervated? So two surfaces is a lateral surface and the medial surface. So on its lateral surface, its anterior part and its posterior part. So anterior part it is innervated by the auriculotemporal nerve, and its posterior part it is innervated by auricular branch of vagus nerve. Okay, the same two nerves which are supplying to the external acoustic meatus. Okay, in this external acoustic meatus also we have seen this is anterior surface. This anterior surface it is supplied by the auriculotemporal, whereas its posterior surface it is supplied by the auricular branch of the vagus. Okay, so these two nerves are also supplying to the outer or the lateral surface of the tympanic membrane. Okay, its anterior part by the auriculotemporal and posterior part by the auricular branch of the vagus, whereas its medial surface, this medial surface it is innervated by the tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve. The ninth cranial nerve. Okay, the ninth cranial nerve is a glossopharyngeal nerve. So the tympanic branch of the glossopharyngeal nerve is supplying to its medial surface. Okay, so it is a little bit complicated, but you must have to understand that the tympanic membrane has a two surfaces, the outer surface or the lateral surface and the inner surface or the medial surface. Is on its lateral surface is anterior part by the auriculotemporal, posterior part by the auricular branch of vagus, means 10th cranial nerve. Okay, whereas this medial surface is supplied by the tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal nerve, means 9th cranial nerve. Okay, then the lymphatics. So lymphatics are the preauricular and the pharyngeal lymph nodes. The preauricular lymph nodes and the pharyngeal lymph nodes are draining is lymphatics. Okay, so this is all about the tympanic membrane. Okay, so let me review what is the tympanic membrane. So the tympanic membrane, it is a translucent membrane, okay, which is separating the external acoustic meatus from the middle ear cavity. Okay, it is oval in the shape and its measurement are 9 mm across 10 millimeter. It has the two surfaces, the lateral and the medial surface, and it is placed obliquely in the tympanic sulcus of the temporal bone. Okay, so placed obliquely and forming the 55-degree angle with the base of the external acoustic meatus. Okay, then what is the tympanic sulcus? So the meatus, it is deficient from the superior side, means the meatus in the cut section, it is C in the shape, and the deficit of C, it is filled by the squamous temporal bone, and it is known as a tympanic plate. Okay, in this temporal bone, there is a sulcus present for the lodging of the tympanic membrane. In this sulcus, it is known as a tympanic sulcus. In this sulcus, the tympanic membrane is lodged. Okay, then the tympanic membrane, the most part of the tympanic membrane is always remains tense, and this area it is known as the pars tensa, but the part in between these two malleolar fold, it is remains flaccid, and that's why it is known as the pars flaccida. So first of all, what is the malleolar fold? So malleolar folds are the fibrous bands which are arising from the ends of the tympanic plate, and they are converging from the central part of the tympanic membrane. It is a two surface, the lateral and the medial is lateral surface. It is a concave, whereas its medial surface is convex. The point of maximum convexity, it is known as the umbo, and it is attached with the handle of the malleus bone. Okay, now the composition of the tympanic membrane. So tympanic membrane is composed by the three different types of the tissue. On the outer side, it is lined by the skin. On the middle side, it is fibrous by the fibrous tissue. There are the two types of the fiber. On the outer side, there are the radiating fibers, and in the inner side, there are the circular fiber. On the innermost side, it is lined by the mucous membrane. Then the artery supply. So on its outer surface, the deep auricular artery is supplying. On the medial inner surface, the auricular, the anterior tympanic branch or anterior auricular branch of the maxillary artery is supplying. Then the nerves, the outer on the lateral surface can be divided in the anterior and posterior part. So the anterior part, it is supplied by the auriculotemporal nerve, whereas the posterior part, it is by the auricular branch of the vagus nerve. Then is medial surface by the tympanic branch of the glossopharyngeal nerve or the ninth cranial nerve. Then the lymphatics are the preauricular and the pharyngeal lymph nodes are draining to the ear. So here our external ear is completed. In the next video, we will discuss about the middle ear. Thank you very much.